On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at the guitar. But before we jump into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. In this case, we got a PRS that is available on Zzounds this very moment. And so we got in the PRS NF3.
Right, so this bad boy right here. So this would be the point where you'd be expecting us to kind of break it down, tell you all the geeky stuff. We don't do the geeky stuff. We get them, we play them, see if we like them, and then tell you about what we like. And so it's a PRS, so it feels super comfortable to me. Even though I'm used to, like, my McCarty would have a wide fat neck on it. This is a wide thin neck. So that's a little bit different. Right. But like you said, I didn't struggle with it too much. It wasn't too much of a change. The other thing, I mean, I like the color. Pat likes the color more because I wanted to get the orange one, but Pat wants to keep the gray one. Right. So we got the gray one.
Gunmetal gray, yeah.
And then the rest of it, for me, you know, really came down to the pickups and the sounds. And I think we'll discover that as we kind of go through the video. Those are the things that jumped out at me. Some of the stuff I'm going to be overlooking, like the trem system and stuff, I do like that, but it's so similar. We've had so many SEs in here. Like the SE guitars are really killing it. Like we haven't had one in yet that we're like, oh, well, that's a dog. I will say the neck carve out is kind of nice too. I've noticed that. What are your, and he knows more about the deets.
I do know, but here's what's funny. My first PRS was a 91 CE24 with a wide, thin neck. And I don't play it as much now because I have other guitars, but when I pick this up, I'm like, oh, that feels familiar. And the other thing is when Narrowfields first came out, I think Brody played one like at a Guitar Center or something. He's like, oh, the Narrowfields are for you. You would really like the Narrowfields because they're kind of a hotter single coil kind of thing. And I never really played one until now. And so these have the Narrowfield Deep Dish S pickups in it, which made it very interesting to me. A very comfortable guitar to play. I like it aesthetically. I picked it, so I better like it. So we're going to dive into let you hear what it sounds like.
Right. So you want to tell them, well, you started off with some clean sounds, right?
Yeah. So we did our, you know, I say obligatory because everyone wants to hear it. We did all the pickup selections on this and in true to form, tried to do some arpeggio picking and then rake through those same chords, give you a rough idea what it sounds like. You know, we don't always move all the way up and down the neck, but you'll hear it played other ways. But here are my passes at the clean tones through the Tyler JT22. And as per always, any delay you hear is from the DLS Echo Tour through this entire episode. And here's the clean sounds.
All right, so we don't always both do the clean sound on this, but on this particular guitar, with it being kind of an S-style guitar with a Narrowfield pickup, something a little different, I wanted to hear kind of a fun chord. Just running through those pickups, kind of doing a funky thing again. So I grabbed the guitar and did it again. It sounds like this.
right, so coming out of that clip, I was really interested in what the neck pickup would sound like, and so I grabbed the Noble Screamer from Keeley, one of their 4-in-1 pedals. I had it in a hybrid position. The tone shaping was from the Tube Screamer, and the drive was from the Nobles, and I played this to explore the neck pickup.
So whenever we're trying out a new guitar, we like to sometimes revert back. We just like to run them through a bunch of pedals. It's a fun evening for us, and hopefully interesting for you. So I ran one of our new series, is the Micro Vibe series, or the Uni Vibe series, and I grabbed a pedal that hasn't made it into the series yet, the DryBell Micro Vibe, that will be coming up. This is a long-time pedal of mine, and wanted to see how it would sound using a riff that we play in that Uni Vibe series all the time. So here it is on the 4th position.
So for my next clip, I really think this guitar took me down memory lane because of the neck carve, and I started thinking about pedals, which is why I went with a Tube Screamer type pedal, and now I went and grabbed the Diaz Tremodilla off the shelf because that was my original tremolo. I put this in the 4th position and played this. All right, so whenever we try out a new guitar, we like to go, like Jason said, through some pedals from our series, and we always like to do a jam. And so for the jam, I was playing the star of the show, and I was also playing through the DGT. Can you see it? Can you see it? Back there, beautiful amp that we were able to get in through Zzounds, and we have not shot an episode on that, but all of the drive, anything you hear in my playing is through that. No pedals other than the Echo Tour. What did you play?
Yeah, for me, again, I just plugged for the first time. Well, I almost said straight into the Tyler, but I guess there was an Echo Tour in front. The Echo Tour is just everywhere. And then, you know, I mean, just kind of in the spirit of what we're doing here, I grabbed off the SE DGT, but there's maybe a slight change there with the Porter pickups in it. But use that, split that front humbucker to back pad up on this jam. And so the jam goes a little bit like this. For the next pedal, I had the middle position on the NF3. I'm not sure that that matters a whole lot when you go to this series. The next series is the envelope, or the Shakedown Sound series. I pulled out an envelope filter. I pulled out the Spectrum intelligent filter. And I have to say it for, you know, sometimes we get stuck on analog, and this is totally digital, but everything Source Audio does that we've touched has been pretty cool. And this is no different.
All right, for my last clip, I stayed in modulation world and I grabbed the Wazacraft Dimension C. Have not shot a video on this yet. I've used it on a few gigs already, and I really like the way it sounds and thought, let's see how it sounds with the Narrowfields, and I believe I went to the good old Steady Eddie position 2 and played through this. So for my final clip, no series here. I just wanted to hit a little bit of drive into it. And I actually went back and checked out the video we did with David Barber, where he kind of was playing through the Gain Changer and the direct drive. And so I looked at the video, stole some of his settings, I tweaked it a little bit from what he had it, and just tried to play through, started playing through like all the pickups, and I really dug it. I really dug this pedal with the guitar. I really dug the sounds that were coming out of it. So the Barber Electronics Gain Changer.
that's all the clips we have for you tonight. We have one more jam coming up. We're going to go over that real quick, what we use, and then we'll do some final thoughts before we kick into that. I was using the NF3 this time through the Tyler with the Echo Tour, and then I just kept the Gain Changer out. Same settings that I had for that last clip, just because I thought it was really cool. Pat, you backed me up.
I grabbed the ever-present Silver Sky SE here. I used the aforementioned Dimension C, and I was playing through the Fender that doesn't get as much love as it should, but it always gets used on jams, and that's what I used.
So, final thoughts? Do you need to hold?
Well, I guess I do. I have to put that way. You know,
just need to hold.
It didn't disappoint. I was very excited to get it. I was very interested in the Narrowfields, the neck carve. I played it. I really liked. Didn't necessarily show on my clips, but some of the playing before we fired it up. This bridge pickup is really clear. It bites. It's not an ear dart. It's got a little more oomph because of the deep dish and the more wounds and the more metal that's in here. I thought I liked that a lot. 3 is kind of a forgotten pickup on me sometimes, but actually when I had a couple things, you even used it in 3, which is unusual for me at least. But you know, as you would expect in an S-Type, 2, 4, and 5 on this guitar were really good. I liked it all. I look forward to playing it through my normal setup to see how it does there. But first blush down here, it didn't disappoint at all by any means. I was very excited to get it. I'm glad we got it in. Yes, I picked the color. I could have been more bold and probably grabbed the orange, which would have been more of an eye popper. But I sort of like the classic color here. And I was really curious. Last thing, I was really curious to try the maple neck out on the Indonesian SE series. I almost bought the tungsten gray Silver Sky with the maple neck, but this is more than scratching that itch. So I liked it. Happy to get one in.
It'll be interesting to see what you gravitate towards more. I mean, you have the option of Silver Sky or this, and a bunch of other guitars. And I had, so here's what I'm going to say about that. You know, we literally opened this. It came today, and I sent Pat a picture. I'm like, it's here. He came over, we unboxed it, and we shot this whole video. Like, I mean, we're several hours away from opening it, but I mean, we got right into it. Pat plays the Silver Skies live all the time. He plays them on stage all the time. The SEs, I've played them on stage. I probably gravitate more towards the GGT on stage, but there was a Paul's guitar that I absolutely loved, and we had to send back to Zzounds. You know, I know there's sometimes you see snobbery out there, and I don't feel it towards these at all. They're great guitars. So that out of the way, what really, for me, my final thought on this, which I'd like to explore more as time goes on, is just those pickups, how they interacted. I used the Gain Changer. There was a little part of me at the end, I was kind of like, in the jam, why didn't I pull out the direct drive that I'm so used to, just so I have a better idea of how the pickups are reacting. Sometimes single coils for me playing lead anyway is a struggle. It just is sometimes. Maybe you can relate. But overall, yeah, man, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. Plays really good. It does look fantastic. I mean, grudgingly, I like the gray. I think the orange would have popped more, but you know, we hit those age, you hit that certain age. And
I ended up with 3 Silver Sky SEs. Who's to say that another one on this color might different color match up.
This is true. So I might have liked to try the rosewood neck. I find maple sometimes seems to pop more. I just said that to allow people to argue
comment fodder.
Yeah, like this. I do. I feel like maple necks tend to be a little bit brighter than the rosewoods, but you with more experience than us might have something else.
All right, you just talked me into a rosewood orange one. Good job.
So, there we go. Anything else to add? I think that about sums it up.
The other thing when I look over there are some modern carves in this guitar that make it real comfortable for the belly carve. And also here, right in here, the carve is really nice. I just noticed that. I'm assuming, I don't have to assume, I can look. it looks narrower here than the Silver Sky. I could be wrong, but anyway, I just found it to be, it's different. I like it.
So with that, there's the first look, but I have a feeling you'll see it around again. So with that, thanks for watching. Clicking the subscribe button, hit notification bell, leaving comments, any of those things. Anytime you do that, that's what helps us interact with cool companies like PRS and Zzounds and get in cool stuff to share with you. And this is, you know, one of those cool things. So in this case, one that will be sticking around. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.